Hi everyone, Chef Lily here. Welcome. We're doing a berry breakfast. Berries are really bountiful now, so I'm going to make some blackberry buttermilk pancakes. Those are going to be a little different than usual. They're going to have some oatmeal in them. I'm also making a strawberry syrup. I'm going to start chopping up those strawberries right now. You know, when you go to a pancake restaurant and they have a wonderful container of strawberries on the table, or strawberry syrup on the table, excuse me, for your pancakes, well, now you're going to learn how to make it homemade. It's going to be delicious and all natural. And then we're going to have a smoothie bowl. Usually you have a smoothie in a cup, but we're going to make a smoothie bowl so that we can garnish it with some delicious strawberries, blueberries, granola, and chia seeds. So let's go ahead and get started, friends. I am chopping up my strawberries right now for my strawberry syrup. I have a box of strawberries. I am just taking off the green tops, the stems, and I'm quartering those strawberries, and I'm going to put them in the bowl. These are nice and ripe. You can make different kinds of flavored syrup besides strawberry. You could do blueberry or blackberry or raspberry. That would be delicious. I love fruit flavored syrups, and you know, they'll last for probably up to 2 weeks in your fridge. I would just kind of label and date it, and then you can have real fruit syrup in the morning for your pancakes or waffles. I'm going to keep this one for my little boy. He goes back to school on Tuesday, and I'll have strawberry syrup for him. Alright, so you just want to make sure that you take as little of the tops off as possible. We don't need to hull the strawberries. Hull would be to take out the inside as well. We're not going to do that. We're just taking off the tops, and I'm putting them in my bowl here for compost. And after I'm done with the strawberries, I will add some water and some sugar. Oh, I'm going to stop real quick for a second because I just remembered I need to soak my oats for my pancakes, and those need to soak for 10 minutes. So I should do that right now, right? You got to remember a good order of operations. So I'm going to go ahead and soak a cup of old-fashioned oats in a cup of buttermilk. And the reason why I'm soaking these oats is so that they get nice and soft for our pancakes, so they're not crunchy in there. This pancake batter has less flour than oats, and oats have whole grain, so they are better for you. Better source of carbohydrates. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the cup of buttermilk on top of the oats. Buttermilk is really tangy. You could use regular milk if you needed to. I would use whole milk or 2% milk if I needed to. Even half and half for heavy cream would be delicious. And I didn't measure that because I have a pint here, and so I just used half of it. I eyeballed it. That means I used my eye to measure it. Alright, I'm stirring up the oats, and I'm going to let those soak for 10 minutes while I finish the strawberries. So our pancake batter has sat for 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and start to make some pancakes. We're going to put just a little bit of oil on our griddle. You can use some pan spray too, or you could melt some butter. I'm just putting in a couple teaspoons of canola oil or vegetable oil. Alright, and I had forgot to add a tablespoon of brown sugar to my pancake batter, so I went ahead and put that in there. So all of our ingredients are in our pancake batter. I'm going to give it one last stir, and then we'll go ahead and get our pancakes cooking. I preheated our griddle. You need to always preheat your pan or your griddle, and then I put the oil on, and I'm preheating that also. That'll prevent any sticking or prevent oil absorption. Absorption. All right. One pancake down. And I like to use a large cookie scoop for my pancakes. You could use a measuring cup, whatever works for you, but this makes sure that they're all kind of even size. And I don't like them to be too large. I like kind of smaller cakes. So I think I'm just going to make 4 for now. 4 small pancakes. And I like to use the back of my cookie scoop to just kind of spread out the batter a little bit so my cakes aren't too thick. You hear that, friends? The sizzling, that's what you want to hear when you're cooking. That makes it known that your food is cooking. If you don't hear some sizzling, the pan's not hot enough, right? All right. So let's go ahead and check out our syrup back here, our strawberry syrup. Yum, yum. I think it's been cooking for about 10 minutes. It looks really, really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of vanilla. And then I'm going to go ahead and puree this using a really cool kitchen tool called an immersion blender. If you don't have one of these, you can cool this down and puree it in your regular blender. You need to be really careful pureeing hot foods in a regular blender because they could explode. So this immersion blender was invented for soups and other hot items to get pureed. If you like a chunkier syrup, you could leave this a little chunky. I'm going to puree it pretty smooth. Great. I'm going to let it sit for a minute and then I'll pour it into a container. I'm keeping an eye on our pancakes, everyone. And the way that we know that they're ready to flip is because they'll turn golden brown around the edges and they'll also have a lot of bubbles on the top. I'm sure we've all tried to flip pancakes too prematurely. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that the pancakes are even more than halfway cooked through before we flip them so they can finish on the other side. They won't fall apart and they won't be raw in the middle. So be patient with your pancakes. Friends, I have my griddle between 300 and 350 degrees. If you have a pan, you want to use about a medium heat. You don't want your pan too high. All right, so while our pancakes finish, let's go ahead and make our smoothie bowl. I have a little blender here that I'm going to use, and we're going to use a cup of frozen mixed berries. This bag has frozen blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries. And we're also going to use a half a banana. This one's a little bit green. Preferably you'd want to use one that even has some black spots on it. This is what I had today though. So use what you have. Use half a banana. And then I have some yogurt. I'm going to put in 1 small container of yogurt. So this is 1 cup. And I'm using cherry flavor. Everybody thinks that cherry is a berry. It's actually a stone fruit, but I think that it goes really good with berries, and since everyone thinks it's a berry, we'll use cherry too. Alrighty, ooh, our pancakes are almost ready to flip. I can tell by checking them out. Alright, we're going to give them 1 more minute, and we're going to add a little bit of orange juice to our smoothie bowl. That'll give us some vitamin C and help the berries to puree. And I'm using fresh squeezed. I'm just using the orange that I zested, but you could also use some orange juice that you have in a carton if you need to. Or whatever kind of juice you have around the house. All right. So now I'm going to put on the top. Go ahead and blend this up. And before I blend this, I'll go ahead and flip my pancakes. All right, so the pancakes are looking nice and cooked. Ooh, they're a little bit dark on one side. That's all right though. It's gonna be delicious. All right, everyone, so we have all of our smoothie ingredients in our container, and I'm gonna go ahead and puree it up. Smoothie bowl. I'm gonna dump my smoothie bowl ingredients into my bowl. And like I said, this is nice and thick, almost like sherbet or sorbet. Oh, this looks so good. And then, friends, we can go ahead and garnish our smoothie bowl with a little bit of chia seeds. Oh, and remember those strawberries? We can use a strawberry. Look at that, so cute, so cute. And I just put some lines in the strawberry, some knife slits, and then I kind of smush the pieces apart, and that makes a decorative berry for garnishing. I'm going to do 3 of those, and then look, we can put some blueberries around the edge, and this is fun for kids to be able to decorate themselves, right? And then I have a little bit of granola. This granola has chocolate in it. And so friends, as you see, a smoothie bowl is just a little bit more substantial than a regular smoothie. So let's go ahead and take off our pancakes. These look wonderful. Nice and cooked through. And let's turn our griddle off. And our syrup is done. All right, everybody, we got cooked pancakes, we got our syrup, and we have our smoothie bowl. Thanks so much for tuning in for our bountiful berry breakfast. I'll see everybody next time. Bye-bye.